which we can use, which is right on the inside. You see these tyres, what we're going to do, you can come out that turn, set up just about there, and come along these tyres and go inside anybody that's drifted out a little bit wide. It's a little bit more dangerous than all the others, but if you're in second or third or any other position, it gives you a chance for you to overtake somebody, okay? Okay, like I said, by the tyres, sitting on the saddle, okay, crank out the turn, over that side, up and around. Okay, 508, let's go. You can pedal faster than that, I know you can. Let's go, on the inside. Concentrate on getting around this turn. Whoa, wipe out. 508, are you all right? Let's pull yourself up here now. Is the bike all right? Are you all right? You sure you're all right? Okay, off you go then, Ace. Good lad. Keep pedalling, go for it.
What about the safety aspect, Tim? One little lad here did cut his head earlier on before we started all this workout.
Yeah, well, what you've got at the moment, you see, is a lot of kids used to do skateboarding, and a lot of them have got skateboard helmets. And unfortunately in this country, skateboard helmets are allowed for BMX. Now, they're not as good as a motorcycle helmet. A motorcycle helmet or a good BMX helmet, you know, something which is solid around the outside, it's got no holes in it. Because obviously if you've got something with holes in and you fall off on dirt or whatever, you can get something to penetrate through that hole and can hurt your head, okay? So I always use a motorcycle helmet. You know, you can buy a motorcycle helmet for £13.95, and for the sake of protecting your head, it's worth the money. Yeah. You know, if you've got, you know, everybody values their head, so you should protect it with the right amount of headgear. Also, you should always wear your gloves, and even when you're going out, if you're only riding on the street, but you're going to do some practicing in a car park or something, always wear your helmet, your gloves, and long sleeves if you can.
This particular track in Nottingham is the home of the Bunnies Burners Club. The track itself was designed and built by the parents, and membership is booming. Well, apart from the odd collision, Tim's words of encouragement and advice have been taken to heart here, and his #1 plate may soon be in danger.
At the moment, the sport being as young as it is, no one has set a standard for someone to say, well, you've got to retire at 28, you know. Fred, whatever his name was, retired at 28, so that is your age limit, you've got to retire then. So no one's really set a limit at the moment, so I guess you can go on for a long time yet. I mean, top time trialists go on to the 28, 30 when they reach their peak. So I hope to be riding then, you know, as long as I can, really.
There's no limit to what a BMX bike can do. And before a packed house, 18-years-old Oscar Bullarden Roig from Spain produced his own version of freestyle riding. Not, I must add, to be practiced on the family car. And with that out of the way, he decided to climb a few pallets. And come down again. There's nothing like practicing school sports on a BMX bike, and here, being allowed 2 tries each, riders go for the long jump. The best were clearing over 13 feet.
That's still pretty good. It's 12.5. There you go. Right, here we have the following for their second attempts on 30 inches. Michael Brown.
Now you can see why the bikes went through all those tests in the factory. Here, in the bunny hop, clearing 2 feet 6 is difficult enough, but taking your bike with you, well, that's something else.
Oh, nice. Still shaky when it's holding there. It's good.
There really is no end to the versatility of the freestyle rider, and after hours of practice, it's time to go through the routine in public. By the way, the American voice you might hear is Bob Haro, the world's greatest freestylist and BMX star of the film E.T.
Roll out there. The cross-up kick turn.
In fact, there isn't much Bob Haro can't do on a BMX bike, so let's meet him now. Bob, I think you call that a rollback 360, don't you?
That's a 720.
That was a 720.
That was
now
a
that's
720.
a freestyle stunt, and I think, are we right in calling these stunts on BMX machines?
You can still call it stunts, but more or less it's kind of originating to freestyle now.
And it's nothing to do really with the moto, that's the circuit racing, because this is a development from it, isn't it?
This is a direct spin-off of bicycle motocross. It's just a different application. It's just freestyle is more like free-form riding.
Now, it looks very simple when you can do it. How much training?
It's an awful lot. That's the key, is trying to make it look simple. It's just a lot of practice and things like that.
Now, apart from these stunts, I've seen you go up in the sky and turn around. How on earth do you get the strength and the courage to go so high and make that first move?
Basically, it's just like anything. You walk before you run. You just try it slowly. You just keep working your way up, and progressively you get your courage up, and you just keep trying to go higher and higher.
Right. Now, are you a professional, or would you still call yourself an amateur?
No, I am a professional.
It's all your life now?
I've been doing this an awful long time. Actually, the freestyle thing is something that I started. A friend and I started about in 1973 when the skateboard thing was happening. We started riding our bicycles in skate parks.
Were you a skateboard star as well?
No, I did it as fun, but I was okay. I could do it. That's about it.
Do you see this as going on to be a big sport, or is it going to be a flash in the pan like
No.
skateboarding was in Britain?
No, it's actually been going on 10 years in the U.S. and it's just growing. It's been a slow, gradual pace uphill. It hasn't been like the skateboarding boom where it just boomed up and then dropped just as fast as it came.
And what about the accident aspect? I see you're well dressed up here. You're almost like an American footballer.
Well, I think that helps out your confidence too. Is just wearing the right gear. It prevents injuries. You can take a fall and not get hurt. That's part of the deal. Actually, it's not really that dangerous in some respects.
What about yourself? Any serious injuries so far?
Skinned elbows and knees, and I did hurt myself once. I dislocated my shoulder, but that was just, I had been up all night. We arrived to do a show, and I was just tired. I rode when I was tired. I wasn't awake.
Right, and you've got to be really warmed up.
True.
It's important.
True.
Now, let's have a look at your bike, Bob. It looks to me as though it is a little bit special to the others we've been seeing.
It is a bit different. This one was made for myself. I did most of the design work on it. It's just made a bit more heavy duty, to handle the stresses of the freestyle riding. And basically, that's some of the things that we've done to it. It's just made it a little more heavy duty.
So really, it's not a lot different to what the youngsters are riding here,
No.
except it's more sort of finessed.
That's it, exactly.
Yeah.
It's to my liking. It's just how I set it up, how I like it.
Right.
It's not ultra light, but it does work well for me.
Bob is a real nice guy, and since carrying little E.T. on the front of his bike towards the moon, he's become quite a celebrity and spends much of his time travelling the world giving freestyle demonstrations. You remember the freestyle riding earlier? Now watch it again Haro style, and with expert commentary provided by Britain's #1, Tim March.
Okay, now this is Bob Haro, one of the world's top freestyle riders, and to start his freestyle exhibition, he's going to do a few warming up moves to start with, and just be basic freestyle tricks. See there, he does a 360 spin on the back wheel. These are just real easy to learn tricks he's going to do to start with. That was just a regular rock walk, and he's just going into a rollback 180 now. That's it, very smoothly executed. Bob's just getting in sync with his bike before he gets onto the harder stuff later on in the exercise. That was just a quite nicely executed kick turn there. Another kick turn on the regular ramp. The two ramps there, the one he's just going up now is a quarter pipe, which is very good for aerials and drop-ins, which you do from the top of the ramp. And the other ramp is for doing spins on one-footed, one-handed kick turns and other basic ground tricks. That was a front wheel 180 slide, very, very difficult to do. Bob makes